Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zheng. On April 18th at 12:57 p.m., a fire broke out in the east building of the inpatient department at Changfeng Hospital in Beijing's Fengtai district. Videos from the scene show thick smoke rising from the building, with some people using bed sheets as roofs to escape from the windows, and others climbing onto air conditioning units outside to avoid the flames. According to official reports, the Beijing Fengtai District Fire Brigade was notified of the fire at 12:57 p.m. and was able to put out the blaze within 36 minutes by 1:33 p.m. The on-site rescue operation ended at 3:30 p.m. with 71 patients evacuated and transferred to other hospitals. The latest official report says that the fire claimed 29 lives, including 26 hospitalized patients with an average age of 71, one nurse, one caregiver, and one family member of a patient. The official report also says that preliminary investigation found that the fire was caused by sparks generated by an internal construction project in the hospital that ignited the volatiles of some paint in the building. 12 people, including the director of Changfeng Hospital, the construction company's manager, and on-site construction workers, are being held under criminal detention for suspected responsibility for the accident. As we all know, during the lockdown period in China last November, the Urumqi fire resulted in only 10 reported deaths, but it was still sparked a nationwide protest movement known as the A4 Revolution or Blank Paper Revolution, soon after China ended its 3-year lockdown. Now, for this fire, the reported death toll is already 29, so it is a significant event in any sense. Therefore, it has sparked widespread discussion on social media in China. Currently, people are questioning. First, take a look at this map. The pink area inside the dashed line is Changfeng Hospital, and the red oval below is the Fengtai District Fire Brigade. You can see that the two entities are only separated by one wall. Based on the distance from the road, the fire brigade is only less than 1 mile away from the hospital. In the official statement, if the official statement is true that the fire was extinguished with 36 minutes without any explosion or blockade preventing people from escaping, why were so many people killed? It takes some time for fire to spread and become big. This means people had time to escape. Why were so many people killed? Secondly, there is also a video showing that you can see the hospital's height restriction is too low and a fire truck is stuck and unable to enter the hospital, and they could only use a regular ladder to rescue people, which resulted in a large number of deaths and injuries from burns. The woman says, I almost died inside there. I was frightened to death. And also, take a look at this video. It shows a fire truck parked far away and the firefighter running over with what looks like a fire hose nozzle. If that if that's the case, isn't the hospital fire safety design problematic? How can a place like a hospital have such poor safety facilities? And thirdly, if the death toll really only 29 people, people are questioning this because in China, the government has regulations that if the death toll exceeds 30 people, it is considered a major accident. Once it is considered a major accident, the scope of responsibility and the level of leaders responsible for it was different. And with only 29 deaths, it is not considered a major accident. This reminds me of the pricing strategy used for many products in the US, such as pricing them at $99.98, $3.99, etc., to make people feel like it's not over 100 or not over $4, etc. So if is China's determination of death numbers based on the same principle? Fourth, if the official statement is correct that the accident was caused by construction work, why was the hospital still operating normally while the construction was going on? Why were patients not moved out of the area where construction was taking place? And fifth, Changfeng Hospital is a publicly listed company with nearly 20 chain hospitals across China. The person in charge of this hospital in Beijing is just a senior employee of the parent company. Why were only the workers who were supposedly performing the construction work arrested rather than the individuals with real decision-making power and the ultimate beneficiaries of the hospital's operations? Well, these are the questions that have been raised by Chinese netizens, and the two issues that I am most concerned about are as follows. First, please take a look at this official announcement. It was released on April 18th and 2043. That was nearly 8 hours after the accident had occurred. Only after this official announcement was published did all the media outlets start reporting on it and reporting exactly what the official announcement said about it. We can imagine that if such a large fire incident had occurred in the busy areas of a big city in US, all major media outlets would have immediately sent helicopters to the scene for live coverage, and journalists would have interviewed victims, eyewitnesses, and their families to report on all aspects of the accident to try to uncover its underlying causes. But in China, after such a big event, the media remained silent for 8 hours until the official announcement was released. Videos and information posted by netizens on social media were immediately deleted during that 8 hours. Some family members of patients even said that they only found out about the incident after reading the official news report. So, what concerns me is that in China today, where almost everybody has a cell phone and can act as a citizen journalist, and with over 1,000 various media outlets in Beijing, the government was capable of silencing a major public safety event for 8 hours. This shows how terrifying their control capabilities are. So, for people from Western societies, can we trust anything, everything we see on Chinese media, perhaps what is truly important is what the media cannot report. Therefore, how to obtain real information about Chinese society is truly a challenge. Secondly, why did the government go to such great lengths to block information for 8 hours? If it was really just a normal social event caused by construction, it would be the hospital's responsibility, especially since the hospital is not a state-owned one, but a publicly listed company, and the actual controller and ultimate beneficiary is a person named Wang Wenjie, although the largest shareholder is Shenzhen Qinghong Investment Holding Company. So why did the CCP go to such great lengths to block the news when it did not involve a state-owned enterprise? What unknown secrets are behind this? On Chinese social media platforms, there is indeed a very chilling claim circulating that the incident was an action of arson. And the reason was that a Dr. Xu, who is a thoracic surgeon, had discovered that his wife was having an affair with the hospital's party secretary. Dr. Xu was angry and reported the party secretary to his superiors. The party secretary then threatened Dr. Xu and held his daughter hostage, but the person guarding his daughter ended up raping her, leading to her suicide. After learning of his daughter's death, Dr. Xu allegedly became mentally unstable and went to the hospital with 2 large containers of what appeared to be gasoline, which he used to start the fire. He also died in the fire, and his body was found that same night, etc. This rumor sounds vivid, but there are many details that are problematic. For example, the rumor claims that Dr. Xu was a thoracic surgeon, but the hospital does not have a thoracic surgery department. Additionally, the rumor claims that Dr. Xu carried gasoline and poured it on the first and second floors of the building, but the videos and photos that have circulated show that the fire occurred on the 5th floor, not the first or second floors. Furthermore, it is unclear whether a private hospital would have a party secretary, and the detained hospital director was a 44-year-old woman. Therefore, this rumor may not be reliable, and there may be areas of serious doubt. However, what could explain the 8-hour information vacuum? The fact that so many people died so quickly suggests that the theory of arson seems more logical than the theory of a spark from construction causing the fire. So perhaps the only thing we can be certain of now is that there must be a major cover-up behind the incident. The handling of such a major accident likely involved many reports, discussions, waiting for orders from higher-ups, and even power struggles among different factions within the CCP. Therefore, the real cause of the accident and the real games involved are certainly not simple. Another issue is that after the incident was reported, all the families of the patients at Changfeng Hospital were, of course, extremely anxious and wanted to know whether their loved ones had escaped the fire and were safe. However, when they inquired, the authorities did not tell them and instead asked them to wait for notification. According to the official account, only 2.5 hours were needed for rescue operations after the fire, and 71 patients were transferred to other hospitals. This means that the authorities already knew who had been transferred and who was still alive at that time. So why couldn't they just inform the families? So, from this perspective, it can only be said that there must be something very significant that needs to be covered up. What exactly it is, we may never know. The latest news is that the State Council Security Committee will implement supervision and control over the investigation of the incident, but the actual investigation will still be carried out by Beijing City. If the number of deaths is more than 29, the investigation must be conducted by the State Council. So the determination of the death toll may also depend on who will be given the power to so-called investigate the matter. If the power is given to the State Council, then it will be led by Li Qiang, who is currently considered the second most important figure in the Chinese government system after Xi Jinping. If the power is given to Beijing City, then it may be led by Cai Qi, the former mayor of Beijing and the person with the greatest actual power in the CCP's party system after Xi Jinping. Currently, Li Keqiang and Cai Qi are the highest-ranking officials in the government and the party, respectively, after Xi Jinping. So does the handling of this accident also involve a power struggle between these two individuals? We currently do not know. However, what is certain is that after Xi Jinping eliminated other factions, it does not mean the end of power struggles within the CCP. The remaining people will fight for who can gain more favor from Xi Jinping. The hospital has now closed. All patients have been transferred and the hospital has been surrounded with no one allowed to approach. The hospital has also been suspended from trading on the National Equities Exchange and Quotations, also known as the New Third Board. In addition, the China Non-Government Medical Institutions Association has decided to cancel the membership of Beijing Changfeng Hospital, dismiss Wang Wenjie from the board of directors, revoke Changfeng Hospital's social credit AAA level certificate and a 4-star certificate of medical quality service capability, and so on. To be honest, this announcement quite surprised me. So before the accident happened, Changfeng Hospital was awarded with such a high evaluation and its chairman held such an important position. So for those who trusted the so-called association's rating and were hospitalized in this hospital and ultimately died in the fire, should their families seek accountability from this association? One netizen commented, people only learned about the incident from the official announcement, which is a miracle in the history of journalism. Don't ask me what I'm talking about. I didn't say what I'm talking about, but you already know what I'm talking about, which is also a miracle in the history of communication. Of course, if you admit that the history of journalism has already ended, then all absurdities can be understood. In fact, China's history of journalism ended on the day when the CCP came to power. It's just that not everyone has realized this. However, every major incident that occurs will painfully remind more people that the cruel truth and reality is that China has no journalism or real news. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please double check if you are still subscribed to my channel, as YouTube keeps taking off my subscribers. And if you like my content, please spread my channel and videos or go to my website at jenniferzengblog.com. That's jenniferzengblog.com. Sign up for a membership or make a donation to support my effort. Thank you. See you next week and have